A recent study from Wiley showed that 97% of organizational leaders listed EQ as a necessary component of an agile workforce. Among respondents, a whopping 41% indicated that they had left jobs entirely due to a workplace that simply did not possess enough emotional intelligence. When we say emotional intelligence, we are referring to one skill in reading the interpersonal or emotional necessities of a situation and responding in an effective manner. To navigate your professional and even your personal relationships in a successful way, you need many different emotional, social, and interpersonal skills, such as assertiveness, compassion, honesty, and even temper management, among others. In today's video, we're going to cover first if there's any difference between EQ and emotional intelligence. Next, why every workplace needs EQ. And lastly, the correlation between EQ and the agile workplace. Let's start with this question. Is there any difference between EQ and emotional intelligence? The term EQ stands for emotional quotient, sister to the well-known IQ, intelligence quotient. Just like IQ isn't quite synonymous for intelligence, but was rather used as a measure of it, EQ is the same for emotional intelligence. That is a quantifiable assessment score. However, over time, this usage has fallen out of favor, and EQ is regularly used today as a description of emotional intelligence, not a quantity. Therefore, emotional intelligence and EQ are now used synonymously. Next, why does every workplace need EQ? Well, employee engagement, job performance, and retention can all be affected by how well positive, productive interactions and relationships in the workplace are maintained. Fortunately, this is being recognized more and more often at organizations around the world, and EQ, along with many other important soft skills, are more readily sought after in the hiring process. Which brings us to our third point about the correlation between EQ and the agile workplace. Organizations and the people in them are more and more often requiring both agility and, in turn, an elevated workplace EQ. Now, what do these traits share? Adaptability, flexibility, or the capacity to stretch, moving beyond your comfort zone, stretching to adapt to what your situation requires of you. This is what allows a person to navigate the daily challenges of the modern dynamic workplace, creating a more resilient, well-rounded emotional intelligence. To quickly recap, we looked at whether there is a difference between EQ and emotional intelligence, why every workplace needs EQ, and the correlation between EQ and the workforce. Our next 4 articles and videos will show in depth the importance of EQ in the workplace and our solution to building it up. If you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our newsletter to receive updates when our content is released. Lastly, if you would like to watch an on-demand webinar on how to develop the EQ necessary to support your thriving agile culture with everything DISC Agile EQ, head to our website, carverassociates.com. Under the resources tab, select on-demand webinars and then click on Agility Starts with Developing EQ to learn more. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.